So Bad It's Good is sponsored by our friends at Hims. Hair loss isn't just about hair. It's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. Hims helps you take back that confidence with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/sobad. That's hims.com/sobad for your free online visit. hims.com/sobad. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products included compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Folks, welcome to an all-new episode of So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Wednesday episode. You made it halfway through the week, folks. You can coast from here on out, and Friday's Halloween, so that doesn't even count at all because you got to be in full Fright Fest on Halloween. So you phone it in the rest of the week. You've got this. Now, how are you? Are you good? I hope you're good. I'm okay. If you listened to yesterday's episode, I stayed up way too late watching that Dodgers baseball game, and then I went to work, and I only got about 4 hours of sleep, so I am running on fumes. So today's episode is a little different. We talk about Dancing with the Stars, which I've been covering every week, and yes, I never thought I would ever be a person, like I always say now every week, watching and enjoying Dancing with the Stars, but it's a show that Rebecca and I can watch together, and we love it, and we get excited about it. And so today, I didn't plan on this, but just we finished watching Dancing with the Stars tonight, and I was going into work to talk to you guys, and I just felt so tired and run down. And I said, oh my God, it would just be great if you could do this with me. And, I've asked Rebecca so many times over the years if she would do this, and it's always been no, no. And she was like, well, maybe I'll do it in the future. And I was like, really? And then she's like, yeah, do I have to be on camera? And I was like, no, you don't have to be on camera. And then she was like, I'll do it. I'm like, no way, you'll do it? So today, for the first time on So Bad It's Good, is my baby mama, Rebecca. She is joining us, and I thought this was just going to be 20 minutes, but it was 40 minutes. So even if you don't like Dancing with the Stars, maybe just listen so you can hear our dynamic and how we argue with each other about Dancing with the Stars. I think it was really enjoyable to do, and it gave me so much energy when I was just running on fumes. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And even if you don't watch Dancing with the Stars, I think you will potentially enjoy it. I think there's a lot of humor in it and a lot of kibitzing back and forth. So so that is it. Now, I also was going to put an interview I did on Friday with the director of a very important docuseries on Hulu right now that I've talked about a couple of times, and I was lucky enough to speak to the director, but it's about the Ellen Greenberg case, which I think is just a tragic case about a young girl in 2011 that died. And there's a mystery if it was self-inflicted, the death, or if somebody potentially caused the death. The documentary is called Death in Apartment 603, What Happened to Ellen Greenberg. It's on Hulu right now. I recommend it. It's been out for like a month, but I think it's one of those things that you should watch it at any point. And I was going to put that interview in today's show because I thought I was just going to be talking about Dancing with the Stars for 20 minutes. We ended up talking for 40 minutes, and it's pretty goofy and silly. And I just felt that it would be wrong to put a 30-minute interview after that because it might be disrespectful in some way. And I want to, especially with interviews like that, I want to be able to impress upon people the gravity of this story. And it might not be the best after hearing us, goof on a bunch of celebrities dancing, even though we take that very seriously as well. So I will be moving that to another show. So that just means for this next 20 minutes, we're going to talk some pop culture stories, just me and you. Remember then on Thursday, we have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We have Real Housewives of Orange County. And we might have a special surprise about somebody that I had go be boots on the ground at Jesse Solomon's first live concert in New York City that was held on Tuesday night. Yeah, we're going to see if he, sucked on any toes or had his toes sucked on stage. Who knows? But we will have boots on the ground coverage on So Bad It's Good in one of these next 2 episodes, in addition to the recaps. Salt Lake City tonight, man, it was crazy. It was a crossover with Below Deck Down Under, and it was fan-flippin-tastic. This show is just so wild. It's not, each week it's something different. It's like, all of a sudden they're doing a crossover episode, or they did an episode like a couple weeks ago with The Psychic where it was all in one static location. It's like you've got the characters. I'm interested in the fighting. There's different dynamics to each of the fights, which it's similar in a sense to this season of Real Housewives of Potomac, even though I think Salt Lake is hitting their stride a little harder than Potomac. And by the way, I did recap Potomac on Tuesday's episode after the Amy Odell interview. So if you didn't see that on the title and you're a fan of Potomac, I did a 30-minute recap of Potomac on Tuesday's episode, which I'm really enjoying this season. But Salt Lake, truly firing on all cylinders. Lisa Barlow was on Watch What Happens Live directly after, but we'll talk all about that on Thursday because I need to process some thoughts, man. I have a lot of thoughts about that episode, and I'm just so thankful. Now, Real Housewives of Orange County, of course, is on Friday. The season finale airs on Thursday night. I watched the season finale today. Oh, you guys. And we already know that from the trailer that Gretchen gets in trouble for anti-LGBTQ and anti-trans posts or liking certain posts. And so I thought, oh my God, this is probably going to be a fantastic episode after a season of really uneven episodes. But in my opinion, and I was very tired, so I have to watch it again today it just still didn't. It still, to my point, was just so wildly uneven. And I hate to say that because I thought, man, they're going to pull out all stops on this last episode because this is like a bone with meat on it. You got some real scene work. And I was very disappointed, but I did see the trailer for the reunion. The reunion looks pretty good. I mean, it does look good, so I will give it that. But I'm really curious to hear what you think. And after I get some sleep, I'm curious to watch it again and see if I change my opinion on it at all. Also, are you watching Married at First Sight on Peacock? They're airing on Peacock now, and the new season just started, and I'm enjoying it. Are you guys digging it at all? Because I'm totally in on Married at First Sight, but I don't know if anybody else is watching. Couple of show notes. Today, we are doing our live Patreon Spooktacular where I will be dressed up in a Halloween outfit that we'll see how that comes together. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but if you can't join us live, you'll be able to watch it after the fact if you're a Patreon member. Patreon.com/So Bad It's Good. And for anybody thinking of joining, I have now recapped the entire season of Real Housewives of New York Season 1, and I think it is fantastic. I think I'm going to keep going with Roni. I think we're going to mess around with the Patreon a little bit. So come join us. It's a couple bucks a month. You get access to like 400 shows that have never been on the main feed. And there are whole seasons of certain shows. Like I did all the first season of NYC Prep on there. I've done a lot of whole seasons of shows at this point on the Patreon, and you get access to all of those. So it's the perfect holiday gift, you guys. Also, I forgot to mention yesterday, I was on Jeff Lewis on Monday. You can find that on the SiriusXM app. And shout out to the So Bad It's Good viewer of our YouTube channel that called in to Jeff and said that my ad for MeUndies was very creepy. So, I've always explained this, is that how, I get paid with this is being able to do like host read ads. And I'm really proud of those host read ads. Just to get them is something, right? And how this works, if you use my product code, that helps the show overall. And we had MeUndies as a sponsor a couple weeks ago. And I was really enthusiastic about MeUndies, and that's for real. Like I really I was about to say I'm not a big underwear guy, which is even creepier than the commercial itself. No, I was just going to say is that I don't really think a lot about underwear. I wear them, but I'm never like, oh, but the MeUndies, they sent me a bunch of MeUndies and I really love them. There's a noticeable difference. And so in my commercial, I'm like, hey, I'm very excited about MeUndies. And a caller called into Jeff while I was there and said, Ryan's really creepy when he talks about his underwear. And I was like, oh God, oh God. And then I was like, oh, thank God, at least they can't find it. And then Oscar and Jameson, who work the board, they immediately found it and they played the commercial on Sirius XM, which is great because, maybe somebody used my product code so bad at checkout. But it was so embarrassing to watch Jeff watch that commercial that I did. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. But anyways, I'm very proud. I think this week's sponsor is Hims. So go use our product code for Hims. Hopefully MeUndies will sign up again because I've been wearing their underwear nonstop. I wash the underwear, don't worry. So yeah, Patreon and support our show with ads and a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That helps as well. And I do realize that I put out a lot of content and I used to apologize for that. And I even have to fight myself now to apologize for that because the reality of that is I would put out even more. I have 4 episodes right now that I would have to put together, but I could put out. And I think the frustrating thing, you guys, for me, and the thing that I always talk to myself is that I want to cover everything. And I want to talk to everybody. I consume so many things. I wish I just did a music podcast. I don't even get to talk about music as much as I'd love to. And so it's hard because I think most people will tune in for the Bravo of it all. So if you're somebody that tunes in for all of it, for the interviews, I so appreciate that. Because it really is such a joy for me. And it's one of those things that you have to accept of God, sometimes I'm doing too much and I've got to chill out just because I know it's not rocket science, but the workload can be a little overwhelming, but also just because I want to talk about everything. I would love to do an episode about every show I watch, and it's just not possible. And it's hard for you guys to keep up with. So I want to say that I am aware of that, but I also want to let you know this just comes from such a joyful place for me that, it really does give me some sense of purpose in my life. I say that all joking aside. And I want to share so many things with you guys. And I got an email the other day because some people really hated my horror movie suggestions. And Bring Her Back, I recommended that. And it's really kind of a disgusting film. There's some really gross elements to that. And so it's weird. We're always not going to have the same taste. These are just things that I found interesting. And sometimes I will have a little bit more of a jaded context of things, or I can have a little bit more of a squeamish factor, especially with horror films, that a lot of the audience will not share. So I always have to give a big warning too of just choose what works for you. This is what I like, and maybe you might like it. I even said, I think it was on the Patreon, I watched Weapons a second time and I didn't like it nearly as much as I did the first time. And that kind of threw me in a hole. I was like, oh no, should I not recommend Weapons even though I truly loved it the first time? But the second time I watched it and I don't know, it was that first time viewing experience was so powerful for me. And then the second time, not at all. So it really is up to taste sometimes. But I did listen to a fantastic album today on my hike. Do you remember the musical artist Lily Allen? English singer-songwriter, actress as well. Really big in the early aughts, and she was married for a time to David Harbour, who is one of the leads on Stranger Things. Well, she has a new album out called West End Girl, which is really all about the breakup of her and her husband, David Harbour. And I might do a Patreon on this or a longer, maybe I'll do this with Sophie because I want to get into the details of their relationship because it really speaks to the writing on this album, which is so personal. It reminded me of almost a 2025 version of Beyonce's Lemonade in some ways, just of the revealing nature of just their relationship and what this man allegedly did to her. But even aside from the topic of the album, the music itself is just fantastic. This is an album that I think completely works in a way that I was not expecting it to work. The Lily Allen of the early aughts was amazing as well, but it was more of a brash kind of F you, kind of, I don't care. But this had a lot more weight, a lot more gravitas, and therefore it was a lot more emotional, and there was just these very melancholy and sad elements to it that I thought overall were beautiful. So I can't wait to listen to that album again. But if that sounds like something that you might like to listen to, the album is called West End Girl. You can stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, the whole deal. But I really loved it. Now, let's get into some news. Andy Cohen will be on Call Her Daddy today. They started releasing the commercials for it. I think that Andy's going to announce what's going on with Real Housewives of New York, but he's going to announce something. Now, I don't listen to Call Her Daddy, but I will listen to this one because I am in love with Andy Cohen, and I'm very excited. So we'll probably recap that on the podcast or the Patreon at some point as well. On to some other news. Billboard reports that Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl, earned, at minimum, get this, $135 million from 1 week of sales and streams. $135 million for 7 days. So Bad It's Good is sponsored by our friends at Hims. Hair loss isn't just about hair. It's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. Hims helps you take back that confidence with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life. Now me, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm starting to get a receding hairline. I'm seeing the hair and I'm not loving it sometimes. And that's where Hims comes into play, because Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Doctor-trusted, clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans that put your goals first. There's no hidden fees, no surprise costs, just real personalized care on your schedule. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns all in one place. For simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/sobad. That's hims.com/sobad for your free online visit. hims.com/sobad. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products included compounded drug products which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. And then Taylor's film also earned over $50 million globally in the weekend it came out. Wow. 1 week, you guys. 1 week. Dua Lipa is also making a lot of money right now. Her tour has jettisoned her net worth. Dua Lipa is now worth over $175 million, according to a new report. Let's see. Kim Kardashian was interviewed by Andy Cohen on his SiriusXM radio show, and he asked if she'd been on any dating apps recently. And she said, I just haven't really been open to it while I was studying for the bar, which I think she has hinted that she has passed the bar, but we'll find out in November because those results are public and Kim's not going to keep that quiet. And she said, and just at a time where I felt like I couldn't really step away from my kids, they really just needed a little bit extra attention, and I couldn't even fathom giving that to someone else at that moment. Kim also revealed why her brother Rob returned to their reality series, which premiered last week, and Rob was in it briefly. The new episode will be out today, which I got to say, the more I think about it, I think I actually enjoyed that first episode. There was a lot of meat on the bone. There was a lot of stuff. And usually sometimes if they have a strong first episode, they will fall off after that. So I will watch the second episode and report back, even though people truly seem to hate when I talk Kardashians. But Kim said that Rob's into it. He said if he's in the mood and in a good headspace to just know that he wants to put himself out there, he's so down and he's so great and silly. And it's just been a choice for him to just want to chill a little bit, but he feels good and he wants to be on. I love that he says he's so silly. And it's I love his silly to them is Rob going, you guys are stupid. Oh, Rob, you're so silly. Oh my gosh. Okay, Oscar buzz. We are getting a lot of Oscar buzz already, and Variety, one of the biggest movie and entertainment periodicals out there, reports that Wicked for Good will likely have a massive year at the Oscars. One early critic already reported that these are jaw-dropping performances, and another says that the film goes above and beyond all expectations. Now, this releases in theaters on November 21st. So, yeah, get ready for the Wicked hype machine. It's already in motion, but get ready to really have it ramp up. Also in movie news, this is the last week of filming Focker-in-Law, the Meet the Parents sequel. They Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, but this is Focker-in-Law, and last week of filming, and this time Ariana Grande is a lead role in this, and Ben Stiller praises her in an interview, saying she's so funny, she's incredible, and her character is a person who is coming into our family that is connected with one of my kids. So that seems to be the storyline for Focker-in-Law. So I wonder if Ariana Grande is going to play a real snobbish girl or what her character will be. Jennifer Lawrence admitted in a new interview that she has had Botox, but she has not had a facelift, but she is going to have one in the future because after her second child, everything is not bouncing back the way that that it did for her first child, which reminded me, there was a comment this week, which was actually kind of funny. Somebody said, it was Yolanda Pfister on Twitter, I think, which was really funny, was saying Jill Zarin's face has been pulled so far back that she's starting to look like Heather McDonald, I think. And I think Heather found this funny herself. But Jill has been very open that she got a facelift like a year ago, right? Like I remember watching her recovery on Instagram. And so I think Jill, for a facelift, it looks okay. I mean, yeah, she looks different, but it wasn't something she was hiding or something. Like I thought, yeah, that's the point of a facelift, to look different in a sense. It didn't look like, she doesn't look like Michael Jackson all of a sudden. In more movie news, Sydney Sweeney is rumored to be the next Bond girl in the next James Bond film, somebody said in an interview with Variety. Sydney Sweeney responded to these rumors saying, "I can't." And then she had a 7-second pause in the interview. And then she goes, "I don't know." And then had a 10-second pause in the interview. And she said, "To be honest, I don't know all the Bond rumors, but I've always been a huge fan of the franchise. And I'm excited and curious to see what they do with it." So it sounds like she's in probably deep negotiations. They still haven't told us who the next James Bond will be, even though there's rumors that it's going to be actor Aaron Taylor Johnson. So that will be interesting. I don't know. I'm really curious to see this Sydney Sweeney Christie movie. Sophie and I talked about it on Monday. Just the wig work in this movie is so bad and alarming that it read like a Saturday Night Live sketch. So I don't know. I feel like Sydney Sweeney is being so forced down our throats lately. And, but I think that's probably what you have to do in this day and age to be a movie star, right? Okay, a couple more news stories. Let's see. Musician Sia, her and her estranged husband, they are in a battle right now, a divorce battle. And Sia's estranged husband wants full custody over her alleged drug use, TMZ reports. And then she fired back and says that he is being investigated for child porn, you guys. And so this is getting really nasty. It's like Denise Richards, Aaron Pfeiffer's kind of level of nastiness, and they're both hurling accusations against each other. Now, in new legal docs obtained by TMZ, the estranged husband, Daniel Bernard, is asking the judge for sole custody of their one-year-old daughter, Somersault Wonder Bernard. Their daughter's name is Somersault? Are you legally allowed to do that? Oh, I got to tell Rebecca about this. Somersault. That's a great name. Alleging she is in serious and immediate danger. Oh, it's a son. Sorry, their son. Somersault's a boy. Serious and immediate danger to their son, but Sia says he's already being restricted to monitored visits because of a child porn investigation. In the papers, Daniel says Sia is an unfit and unreliable parent struggling with substance abuse and addiction, rendering her incapable of providing safe or stable care for Summy. Summy. So Somersault, but they call him Summy. Interesting. "I am the only safe and reliable parent for our son. I am a doctor, young, healthy, and have no criminal history or drug or alcohol addiction issues." Daniel wants Sia to submit to random and regular drug testing and is asking for her to be limited limited to 2-hour professionally monitored visits 3 times a week. Sia has responded that there's no emergency reason to grant full custody to Dan. She says Sumi has been and remains safe in her custody since their separation, noting that they always agreed in August of 2025 to give Dan very restricted professionally monitored visits because he was under investigation by the LAPD and DCFS over illicit child pornography allegedly found on his computer hard drive. She says she demanded the monitoring after being informed of the investigation. According to Daniel, Sia deliberately concealed that she was hospitalized in LA for 2 weeks and tested positive for barbiturates and benzos with no legitimate medical explanation. This is wild. As for the child porn investigation, Dan vehemently denies any involvement and says he believes Sia planted evidence in order to restrict time with their kid. Sia says she understands the investigations have been inconclusive and are now closed, but says that does not alleviate her concerns about Sumi spending unsupervised time with him. She is open, however, to additional custodial time for Dan. God, this is really dark. As for her sobriety, Sia says she's been sober for over 6 months and says she has repeatedly agreed to drug testing for both her and Dan, claiming it was Dan who refused to get drug tested on a regular basis. She says it's true that she suffered from substance abuse 15 years ago, but recovery has been a cornerstone of her life. She says Dan attempted to weaponize my past sobriety journey, serves no legitimate purpose, and is intended only to distort the facts and undermine my credibility. So this is very, very intense. And it seems like they are hurling accusations that a lot of these are unfounded on both sides. And that's really, really gnarly. Okay. And to close out today, I guess with a positive story, unless you are in love with this gentleman, and so many men and women have been in love with this gentleman. Well, it is over, guys, because Chris Evans, not only is he married now, he is a dad. Yes, he has a first child with his wife, Alba. They quietly welcomed their baby. Records indicate that they welcomed their first child Friday in Massachusetts. So far, no word on name or gender. The new parents, Chris, 44, and Alba, 28, wed in September 9th, 2023. And then TMZ had an update. We just found out Chris and Alba had a baby girl and named her Alma Grace. So the baby's name is Alma Grace. That is way better than Somersault. No offense to Somersault. Maybe we can name our baby Jump Kick. Who knows? So congratulations to Chris Evans and Alba, his wife. But I'm sorry to anybody that was holding out hopes of being with Chris Evans. It looks like it's a little further off than you think. Anyways, that's it, folks. Now stay tuned for my fiance. And this is a really fun conversation about Tuesday night's Dancing with the Stars. But I don't think you have to enjoy Dancing with the Stars, potentially enjoy this conversation. So stick with it, folks. Do it for Rebecca. I think she's probably nervous if you guys will like this or not. So at least lie to her, okay? Okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you on Thursday for Salt Lake City recap, and then join us on the Patreon tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, guys. So if you've been listening to the show, you know that we have become obsessed with Dancing with the Stars this season, which is really just not something that I have ever been obsessed with. Neither has Rebecca. And today I have been really, really tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and we just finished watching 2 hours of Dancing with the Stars. And I love talking about this, but I just didn't think I could do it by myself. So we have a very special guest for the first time on the podcast, somebody that I know very well. She is currently carrying my child. I think it is my child. I'm 100% sure it's my child. She is my fiance. We have Rebecca joining us for the first time to talk tonight's Dancing with the Stars. Rebecca.
Oh my God. Wow. Crazy.
Listen, I offered this. I've offered it a lot.
This a lot.
I've said it a lot.
I'm scared, guys.
Be gentle, but she does have a lot of good comments during the show. I will say last week when we did watch, she ruined the show for me.
I did.
Because she had went on social media beforehand.
It's really hard for me to stay away from TikTok for those 2-3 hours to not see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I too have never watched Dancing with the Stars ever.
Yeah.
And I'm so obsessed right now. I can't stop thinking about it. Today I was like, oh my God, tonight is the night.
Well, why do you think we are obsessed with this show right now? Or why do you think, and it seems like America, I feel it is a topic of conversation a lot more than it usually is.
It's dark times right now, and maybe it's just lightness and happiness. Also, I think everyone is like really freaking good.
Yeah.
But see,
this is where I get confused, because maybe everybody is really good all the time. It's just that we're watching it now for the first time.
Listen, I've never watched it, so maybe everyone is really good.
Yeah. Okay, so tonight we were doing, it was a Halloween-themed performance. It was Dancing with the Stars Spooktacular, just like we're doing a Spooktacular on our Patreon today at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come join us. Rebecca won't be there for that, but it was spooky, so that means you're going to have spooky dances, and they're all dressed up in costumes with colored contacts.
The costumes were awesome.
I mean, that's what I will say. That's what I feel like I've really turned into an old man, because I'm like, the costuming is beautiful.
It really is.
The lights, the fog machine.
I get emotional. I cry every episode.
Okay, so Rebecca is crying a lot more than she usually cries, and that I have not reached crying level. Well, I did it on the dedication episode a couple weeks ago, but those were really sad stories, right?
Yeah, no, I cried hysterically at that one. Yeah.
Okay, so this week though, Rebecca gets into even the dancer drama, because now we're big fans enough where we are studying the dancers as well. And there's a dancer, Jan, who is paired up with Jen Affleck from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh, poor Jan and Jen. I really feel for both of them.
Well, let's not. I mean, I'm spoiler alerts on all of this, but Jan, he was one of the dancers on Taylor Swift's Eras tour, and we got to see her when we were in Switzerland, right?
We were in Sweden.
We were in Sweden. I always do that
every single time.
We were in Sweden, and I will say, watching him on the Taylor Swift tour, I was like, this is a good-looking guy. But then Jan opened...
not only that, we stayed at the hotel where all the dancers stayed.
You started making conversations...
With that one guy, Cam,
the dancer.
He did not like my conversations in the elevator.
You're like, what's...
I said, Taylor loves you the most, because it was like super obvious.
And he was just like,
Yeah.
Anywho, Jan on stage, you just don't expect... I was very surprised to hear Jan's voice, because Jan has hi, what's going on? It's me, Jan. It's me, Jan. What's going on? I just didn't expect that voice to come out of him. But anyways, during the week, there was drama because we had an old Dancing with the Stars coach and dancer, Max Chermakovsky.
I'm not going to try to say the last name, but this is Val's brother.
Val's brother, who is another dancer.
Who I guess is like very drama-filled.
Very drama. Okay, see, this is the lore that we're catching up with.
We don't know.
So Max was on this podcast with him and his wife, Peta Murgatroyd, their podcast, The Penthouse with Peta, and he had fighting words for Jan and said that Jan has absolutely no business being a pro on Dancing with the Stars. He said that Jan has zero foundation, technique, quality, understanding of the partnership, and that his casting was absurd. And then
that was rough. It really is rough. But I mean, it could be true, because it's one thing to be a good dancer, and then it's another thing to be a good teacher. They say that Emma, the reason she's with Andy and she gets paired with all of these different guys that maybe aren't the best dancers is because, one, she's the choreographer for the actual troupe.
Yeah.
And she's the best teacher out of all of them.
So I would be paired up with Emma if I was ever.
Oh my God, I would die. That would be so fun. Yeah. Let's get Ryan on Dancing with the Stars 2026.
We just have to get me in the public eye somehow. But so he went on to say it wasn't all bad. He then went on to say in the same podcast that he has zero against Jan whatsoever and that it's not his fault. So he's saying that it's production's fault that Jan is on this.
Maybe Jan should have been in the troupe for a couple of seasons and then transferred over.
But so did he potentially get this job because of the Taylor Swift connection?
I definitely think so.
Okay, so anyways, that was drama going into tonight. Now, we started the show and there was already drama because Alfonso Ribeira and Julianne Hough, they announced that one contestant was missing due to an injury. It was Elaine Hendricks, which I don't know if you're aware of her movie, The Parent Trap.
I have seen that movie. I do love The Parent Trap.
But we hear about it every week.
I love the original Parent Trap, and I love her Parent Trap.
So she was not in attendance after suffering an injury this morning, Alfonso said. So she was taken to a hospital to be assessed, that's what I want. When I watch Below Deck, I always get upset that we've never seen a full-on boat crash. where somebody gets hurt. Like, that started the show with such drama because they're like, oh my God, somebody's going to the hospital. Somebody's like, Elaine might be deeply hurt at this point.
And Alan looked really upset. Like, he looked like he was crying.
Oh, her dance partner,
Her dance partner, who, fun fact, Alan is hooking up with Emma.
Andy Richter's dance partner?
Andy Richter's dance partner.
They're doing the hippity dippity.
Yes.
Wait, is that secret or did you just did you read a blog or something?
No, they're open about it.
Okay. So tonight we had a returning guest, past dancer on the show, Cheryl Burke, returning to the show to be a guest judge. And I like when the former dancers come on because I think it gives a little bit more of a critique and criticism that you're not used to. I mean, who was that one a couple episodes ago that I thought was amazing? Cheryl wasn't as good as her.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But again, because we haven't watched. But I did like her a lot. All those things that she said were really good. I do feel for Cheryl. She's been getting a lot of hate on social media recently because of her appearance.
Because she's lost a lot of weight.
And there's been something else happening. I'm not sure. But
yeah.
I do feel for her. Her comment section is just rough.
What, you're checking her comment section?
I'm in, baby. I am in.
Okay. So our first contestants of the night, we had Whitney from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, who really has been killing it. Now, Rebecca and I differ on this because I already have prejudged Whitney because I do not like her on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I think I called her last week, Rebecca. I said she was like Reese Witherspoon's character in Election. She has a Tracy Flick quality to her, in a sense. But I can't deny that she is a fantastic dancer. She sells it with her face, especially, which you agree with.
She gets on the camera and she is on. She pops. Like, there's really something about Whitney. Another transformation. Like, can I just say, like, whatever she has done is unbelievable physically. Like, I think obviously she's lost.
Oh, you think she's got an actual like face work?
I think she got an upper bleph. I'm all about the upper bleph.
She's only like 27 years old.
If you look at before and after, she got an upper bleph. I think maybe a nose job, and lost a bunch of weight. The red hair is unbelievable. She looks incredible.
When I saw her a couple weeks ago, I got confused for a second and thought she was one of the professional dancers.
She's incredible. She's unbelievable. Like,
I don't. And by the way, I don't want to be positive about Whitney. So she has that. Like,
Whitney could win.
I'm already against her, and I can still say she is one of the best dancers in this show.
She pops the most. She gives the most face. She's unbelievable, and she's with, I think, one of the best pros, which is Mark.
Yeah, Mark Ballas.
Mark is amazing. I saw Mark on TikTok. He was the one that did the guitar riff for.
Yeah, so tonight their song was Green Day's Brain Stew, like da 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 da.
So Mark was doing the dana dana.
Yeah, but like, so what? Like, the da-da-da-da doesn't change depending on who
Mark
does it.
is like a really, really talented man. I like his look. It's different. Like, I dig him.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
He's not the one I dig the most. I do have a favorite. But
okay, we'll get to
hard.
that. So they're doing to Green Day's Brain Stew. Now, Whitney last week's episode got very high scores. In her video package before, she said she was feeling very overwhelmed, juggling her life. Remember, she has 30 kids. I mean, she has a big group of kids. She has a husband who's
really something.
There's a lot. He was dressed up as Napoleon Dynamite tonight in the audience.
I do appreciate Connor. I think that he wins like most, I don't even know what to say. He's the
most supportive
husband and partner. He's always there. Last week with the green makeup. Like, he really gives it.
Well, do you think that's supportive, or do you think he wants his time in the spotlight?
Let's put Connor on
next.
Dancing
You
with
said
the
that
Stars
you want him.
2026.
Okay. So what'll be interesting too, you guys, is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Wait, stop. Remember when he was dancing as like the Tinder profile?
Yeah.
Or like the Grindr profile?
Yeah.
That was really funny.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the third season premieres in a couple of weeks. And so most likely Whitney will still be on once that whole season drops. So I'll be very curious what her storyline is and if it will affect how the audience perceives her in terms of the audience vote. Because she's been, last season was better for Whitney, but the first season, definitely a villain. Because she's the one, and by the way, I don't know if you'll do this at the hospital, she was the one that danced over the baby who had RSV, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully, God forbid, our child won't be sick. But yes, I will not be doing
You won't do a TikTok
dancing.
dance? Yeah.
I will not be doing a TikTok dance.
Okay.
But Whitney was in the bottom 3 this week. There has been a lot.
No, Rebecca, you misunderstood. That wasn't bottom 3.
Yes, it was.
That wasn't bottom 3.
Yes, it was.
I don't think so. I think it was just in order of who. No, they said who's safe, but they didn't say bottom 3.
I was worried because I thought she was. There's been a lot of hate on Whitney recently because she's so good.
It would be great if this is your first time. It wasn't bottom. I'm telling you, it wasn't bottom 3.
I thought it was. But, I thought it was bottom 3.
No, I don't think it was. Anyway.
Well, I hope not because I think she's really
okay.
Good.
So they have this kind of sentimental package where Whitney is crying. So that really, you got to think about those packages too, if it's going to pull at the heartstrings of the audience in terms of their vote. So anyways, they do the dance. They're fantastic. It was creepy. It was it did so many different sorts of movements. They did, it was a jazz performance. So all of the judges were extremely impressed. Cheryl was impressed. She did mention a little bit about watch their timing and their peripheral vision in terms of just lining up with each other.
That could have been from the contacts. The contacts were really intense.
Yeah, they had really intense contacts but at the same time, when you compare them to the other performers, it's so minimal in what they have to improve.
I think Whitney could be Roxy in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
100%. I could see her on Broadway.
Bruno was like, the mind-blowing, yes, so many jazz techniques. Ariana Naba agreed with Cheryl that they were slightly out of sync, but I really don't think anybody can notice this. So right out of the gate, they got a 37 out of 40. They got super high scores. So it was a really strong start to the show. And then immediately after that, we went to Jordan Childs. Now, Rebecca, I had to tell you she was an Olympian.
I know. I knew she was an Olympian. I asked what sport she was. I didn't
Gymnastics.
know. Yes, I got it.
Okay.
I knew it, but I didn't.
So they danced to Sia's Elastic Heart. And she did the rumba last week. And remember, she got 10s. She's another fantastic performer. Obviously an Olympian. So there is that kind of rhythm and sportsmanship. She's just really good already. They did a contemporary performance that incorporated a harness. Her partner Ezra swung her. And they had that Sia's Elastic Heart song that they were dancing to.
I didn't fully understand the harness or that rope. I didn't fully get it, but it was cool.
I think with those things, it's like Elaine Hendricks with The Wicked, with the being lifted to the top of the ceiling last week. It's that production and showmanship that, it's like a lot of pomp and circumstance. It gets people excited. You're like, a harness? All right.
Totally.
So they all were just very effusive about this. Carrie-Anne loved that she explored new movements, but said that she sometimes struggled with the prop, to Rebecca's point. And they only got a 34 out of 40, though. And for such really enthusiastic praise, I thought they would get higher, but that's still a really, really good score. Then we moved on to Andy Richter, who everybody says is the heart of Dancing with the Stars. In his package, he says he is prepared to leave every week. It's like every week he thinks he's going to leave, but that he really obviously wants to be there. His fandom is called the Fandies. If you love Andy Richter, you are one of the Fandies. They're cheering him on.
Today was Andy's birthday, so all the Fandies were saying he can't go home. It's
his birthday, which that's unfair too. That's an unfair advantage. If it's your birthday,
well, that's just random.
I know it's random. Well, are we sure that it's Andy Richter's birthday? But it's kind of like Elaine going to the hospital. It's there was so much that you felt like you had, even though Elaine's a fantastic dancer, it's that extra little push with the audience, right?
Totally.
So Andy was doing the Paso Doble to Symphony No. 5 in C minor. But by the way, I told the audience the other day, you're playing a lot of classical music for the baby.
Trying to get that brain going.
Yeah, they need all the help that they can get. So this was an old Beethoven classic. And so Andy was the priest in a nod to his role in Scary Movie 2. And this, Andy, one of those things I was thinking about, I don't know if you watched that season of American Idol with Sanjaya, Rebecca?
I didn't.
So there was this guy, Sanjaya, this Indian kid, and cute kid, but he was horrible. He was a horrible singer. He was not good. But people like Howard Stern and stuff, they had a voting campaign to keep Sanjaya on this show.
So that's what's happening.
No. I want to make a differing point about that, was that Andy is not Sanjaya, because what Andy does have is he has comedic timing. He's able to sell a moment. Sanjaya was not able to do anything. So Andy is not the best dancer, but to the judges' points, he does improve every week. He's just never going to be able to get to a point where he is Whitney or Alex Earl or Robert Irwin, right?
Right.
So,
but I do love seeing his little daughter in the audience.
Oh, yes.
He's very,
all
very
of it.
sweet. And Andy and Emma's TikToks are top notch. You should check those out.
Wait, they do TikToks?
Yeah, it's on Emma's account. They're really, really good.
So this is another thing with the pomp and circumstance. They started off with like a black and white camera sequence, and it was very dramatic choreography. Carrie Ananaba said that Andy is getting better and better each week. Work on your but posture's improved, but work on it. General note to use his legs more. And Derek snapped his 6 paddle because, he's been giving Andy 6s. He said 6s and 7s. So I thought for a second that Derek was going to give this guy an 8 because he said 6s and 7s, but he just meant 6s. Cheryl, like I said earlier, called him the heart of the show. And Bruno was like, you really captured what it's like to be in a cult classic horror film. And they got 28 out of 40, which is Andy's highest score.
I mean, thinking as a producer, Andy can't go home tonight, right?
No.
He is the heart of the show.
No, I wouldn't want to see him.
I would be surprised even if he went home next week. I could see him pushing through one more week.
It is interesting, though, to see some of the discourse around, last week, especially of okay, it's Andy's had his moment, but it's time to go. And I totally disagree with that entirely.
Me too.
Because it is about improvement. That is what the show, and you don't want the show to just become insane professionals, because I think it will be impossible to cast season after season. And I think you need that everyman. So I think people that are watching the show are expecting everybody eventually to be at the Alex Earl level. And I think that takes away the heartwarming element of
Definitely.
it, right?
I mean, the show is built on bringing stars on that don't know how to dance and seeing them improve every week. That's why the Dylan Efron is doing so well.
So also we are very curious why Conan O'Brien has not been there to support Andy yet. And we know that, what's his name from Jackass? Johnny Knoxville. He's been there every week except for tonight. He was at the Dodgers game, which they lost tonight, because Rebecca knows now that I'm a sports fan over the last night.
True.
I got to bed so late. Rebecca was like, I think you were upset that I got to bed late. Because
I was like, it's time to go to bed.
Well, I watched 18 innings of a sports.
And I'm in bed by 9 o'clock because I'm pregnant. It's ridiculous.
I was in bed at 2, so it was great. Anyways, Andy got the 28 out of 40, and Andy, once again, wants the audience to know that he really, really wants to be there.
Andy's looking great. I'm really proud of him. Go Andy Richter.
Yeah, so go Andy Richter. So then we go from there to Elaine Hendrix's segment. And Elaine, obviously, in the hospital. We don't know if she's alive or dead. And so they still show rehearsal footage. That's what the audience is supposed to go off of, because they record their rehearsal. But we also get to see the moment where Elaine hurt herself in one of the rehearsals as well.
Oh my God, but before they even showed that, they showed her foot that was mangled.
Yeah, because remember, she has a titanium, she's part Terminator. She has a titanium rod in her foot, and she tore off all of the skin out last week on her foot, and it did look gnarly. And then this wasn't even her foot. This was her ribs, you guys. Her ribs froze up on her, and she couldn't breathe in or out. And they had to carry her off in a stretcher during the day today. So we watched a pre-taped rehearsal from today, which was still pretty damn good.
But like you said, she was marking a little bit, which just shows you got to go all out all the time.
So what we mean by that, and a lot of you guys know what that means, but marking usually in a rehearsal, it'll just be okay, I'm doing this step, but you're not fully committing. You're not doing the face. You're going through the motions so your body can have that memorization.
And so the camera can know where you're going.
Yeah, instead of the full performance. But I still think it was really damn good. There was some turns in there and a twist, and he was flinging her over his shoulder.
She's gotten really good over the last few weeks.
I mean, I think she's been really, really, really strong. And she's another one that it's I thought they were really amping up us having to feel bad for her last week. You remember her package was just she kind of got unfairly voted the week before.
Yeah.
And I think she's strong enough to not have to pull out the heartstrings. But my question to, I guess, the audience is, when it's somebody like Elaine Hendrix, where you know her from certain roles, but she doesn't have, say, the social media following of an Alex Earl or a Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, how do you keep people rooting for you every week? How much does that audience vote?
It matters a lot.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about the audience vote? Every week, Alfonso is we have 40 million people voting. We have 55 million people voting. Last week, we literally were how many votes did people get in the presidential election because it was like, this is getting crazy. Next week, they're going to be like, we have 300
That's what I said a couple weeks ago. I said our next election should just be held on ABC. On what we can get it over in like 2 hours.
Totally.
Yeah, you just got to call in within 2 hours. You get 10 votes, you guys, and you can split those votes between 2 candidates or 3. So everybody obviously wishes her a speedy recovery. So they were judging this pre-taped thing, and they were all giving her really strong compliments. And this where it was like you had to keep her in because they were like, well, even Bruno was like, we'll see you back next week. Come on. Like they were really kind of, I think, urging the audience to let's keep her in. But she wasn't going to be able to participate in the final moments of the show where they brought everybody, all of the dancers back on stage. It was a new segment.
It was not new. I guess they used to do it.
They do it. Okay. Where
I called it the Monster Mash, but I don't think that's what it was called.
Rebecca kept Monster Mash, where they brought everybody back on to do like dances all at the same time, and they voted one couple out, and they got extra points added to their score. So Elaine was not going to get any extra points added to her score. But even with all of this, they still got a 32 out of 40. So they beat Andy Richter.
Jeez,
what?
They beat Andy Richter.
Yeah, but obviously Elaine's difficulty in her dance is so much harder than Andy's difficulty, right?
True.
Okay, so now we're to Danielle Fishel from Boy Meets World. She had a really good week last week after she felt not having a good week the week before. She did the Viennese Waltz with her partner Pasha, and they did Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
And Pasha is married to Daniela, who dances with Dylan Efron, and they have a kid together.
Wait, Pasha's married to Dylan Efron's partner?
And they have a kid.
I wonder if there's ever any weird jealousy or competition between the couples.
I would assume, yeah.
That's the other thought, too, is like, what if they made like a full reality show of Dancing with the Stars where you follow these couples home, the dance instructors at home at night?
100%.
Because wouldn't you have loved to have a camera on Jan after he listened to Val's podcast or Max's podcast this week?
Yeah.
Okay, so they did the Viennese Waltz, and they had they were in wedding attire, and there was blood stains, and it was like it was like creepy, right? But it was good. Cheryl called it a proper waltz, but wanted to see more exaggerated motion. Bruno said, I feel it very deeply. You married a murderer. What is going on here? I loved it. And Ariana Naba said she had mixed emotions about the performance, and she agreed with Cheryl that she needs to let her power out. And Derek felt like he didn't have enough time to talk, so he was just like, I love watching you dance. And they got a 33 out of 40.
I grew up watching Boy Meets World. I love Topanga so much, one of my faves, but I think maybe next week is her time.
There is that element of, I think Danielle's time might be coming very soon, but who knows? Okay, so then after that, we have Robert Irwin. Robert Irwin has just been, you love Robert.
God.
Is Robert your favorite?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Robert is just.
I do love Robert, though. He pulls at my heartstrings. I think he's such a sweet man.
But it's not even the heart. Well, that is a huge element of it, but also he's just so damn good. He has the body and the posture of a dancer, right?
Yeah, but I just love that whole Irwin family. Last week, I literally chat GPT'd. I was like, how do I make sure my child has empathy and just thoughtfulness? This boy.
No, that was a couple weeks ago that you did this. That was
Oh,
no. Was last week.
Yeah, he's just so lovely.
Yeah.
And how did she raise such beautiful children?
Maybe I should try to see if I can get in. You know what? I didn't even think about this. I should try to see if I can get an interview with one of these contestants.
Obviously, or
I didn't
one
even
of the
think
pros.
about it. I didn't even think about that.
I told you last week. I said you need to get someone on.
I'm so tired lately. I didn't even think about that. But you're right. I could tell Robert Irwin that I could ask him that question. How do we make sure our daughter is good natured like you are?
He's just
and what if you be like, fuck you, mate?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's just really damn good. So they did the Eurythmics Sweet Dreams they danced to. Sweet Dreams are made of this. They did an Argentine tango, a very sultry, passionate dance. And he's just so damn good.
Yeah, he's really good. He's going to definitely be in the top
3. Top 3, definitely.
Yeah.
They were all freaking out about him. Ariana Naba said she believed him as a leading man. Derek, once again, was like, you should be a dancer. And I do want to know, I want to see one of these people, and I don't know the history of Dancing with the Stars enough. Have any of these contestants ever been like, fuck it, I'm a dancer now. I'm going to be a dancer? Because like Robert Irwin,
they go to like Broadway after.
Yeah, sure, but like what if like that's it? I'm going to try to be a dancer for the rest of my life.
I don't think we've had that.
Yeah,
but that would be cool.
It would be cool. And they got a 38 out of 40, so that's 2 points away from a perfect score. Okay, so then after that, we have Jen Affleck. And Jen Affleck was with Jan, and even going into this performance, ABC teased that, Jen was going to give it back to her haters tonight, and Jan was as well.
Had the flu or something this
week. Jan had the flu, yeah. So they were dancing to Taylor Swift, which is another thing where, maybe people are just mad about Taylor with all the vinyl releases, because you would think that would have it in the bag of like using. And there was part of me that was like wondering, are they going to pull out the big guns and Jan's going to get on the phone with Taylor Swift? Because Sabrina Carpenter appeared earlier in the season.
Sabrina isn't the same as Taylor.
I know, but why
hasn't Travis Kelce been on this show?
Well, I just wondered if there was going to be a big gun pulled out like that.
I guess Travis is too big now, but he should have been on a couple seasons ago.
No, totally. I mean, he has time out, because I think this will be his last year as a chief.
He's too big.
Yeah. So Jen says she loves Halloween with her young kids, and their song is Taylor Swift's "Look What You Made Me Do."
Poor Jen, I really have been feeling for Jen.
Well, I always said, I interviewed Jen last year, and I just felt like there's like this quiet sadness to Jen Affleck.
Yeah, I feel it.
And it's going to be really hard too, because Whitney has just
popped
so hard, but you kind of knew she would, just based on who she is in that reality show.
Do you think she's sad about, or like angry at Whitney?
I don't think she's angry. I think she's sad.
I
think she's sad, and I think she's going to filter that through beating herself up. And because remember, her husband, Zach, has not been the most supportive husband on the show. And even though he says he's supportive now, there's just a lot of pressure. And remember, she's postpartum just like 3 or 4 months.
I can't even. I can't.
Because I told Rebecca, I require her 7 months until she gets on one of these dancing shows after the baby. So
she was literally 8 weeks after.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Like actually insane. I didn't think you're really truly out of diapers.
I was hoping she was going to, she's a really solid dancer. I was just hoping she was going to step up in a big way, halfway through and be like, screw it, I'm going to give it my all,
If she was with a Mark or a Val,
so you're blaming Jan as well?
I mean, if she had a stronger partner, perhaps she would have gone a bit farther.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the song, it started off strong, and then it felt like, not that she gave up, but just kind of like, this is the quiet sadness I'm talking about. It felt like the light went out in her eyes a little bit.
She doesn't have the face that Whitney.
Yeah,
puts
Whitney's
on the
all
face.
face.
She's like a toddlers and tiaras almost. She gives it right away.
Yeah. So it was okay. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it didn't pop in a way that they were kind of talking about in the package. Like, look at what you made me do. Derek went on to praise Jan because this is his first season.
I think he praised him because of all the shit that was
yes,
being
of course, and said, you belong here, you're amazing, this is your first, so he was really pumping up Jan. And Cheryl called this Jen's best dance of the season. That's when I kind of was worried about Cheryl as a guest judge. I was like, really? This is her best dance?
I think it is her best dance.
And this was a 32 out of 40. So not a great score compared to the other people. And you could tell when Jen got those scores.
She was so sad.
You could tell she was really, really bothered by this because she was hoping for a higher score. Then we get to Alex Earl. And Alex is your favorite, right?
Alex and Val are my top favorite. From the moment Alex said she was going to be on this show, and remember, I was like, you have to watch this video.
I don't follow her, and I have a tendency to not like influencers. You guys know if you listen. I don't like influencers out of the gate sometimes, because I think their whole bit is set up on stuff that we shouldn't be encouraging in a way.
Totally, but I don't think that Alex is I never thought of Alex as a dancer. I thought she was like a get ready with me girl.
So in my defense, now watching her, I have to admit, oh my God, she's insanely talented.
She's really talented.
I was like, God, maybe I'll follow her, because I was like, she's really talented.
She's really, really good.
So she comes out and
Val is married to Jenna, who was with what's his face? Goonies? Corey Feldman.
So I was
Is that Goonies?
I was like, you mean Sloth from the
Goonies? I've never watched Goonies.
You've never watched Goonies?
No, I was at the gym the other day and it was playing.
Are you kidding me?
No. I know. Jairus was like, you should mention
That's
it to
insane.
Ryan. I know.
Like, that's really troubling. That's weird.
Well, we should watch it this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just really weird.
I grew up with just a mom. Like, I didn't have boys around like that.
You weren't
so, like,
Amish. What are you talking about?
No, but I just think I missed a bunch of, like, boy
Oh, yeah, because you
shows.
didn't see Star Wars either.
I've never watched Star Wars.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, I guess they're all just like hooking up. All these dance instructors are all hooking up with each other.
Totally.
That's the show. Anyways, they danced the tango to Billie Eilish's Bury a Friend. And we saw in their package that Alex asked Val to be a little harder on her, but she cried because he was so hard, but it actually worked because she was killing it. And then in the routine, it was really, really good. It was just, I don't even know how to describe, I need to get better words to describe dance.
They were giving me a little bit of like Lady Gaga from the Mayhem tour.
The Mayhem.
And Alex is just like truly unbelievable. And Val, I personally think is the best pro. So like she really won by getting Val.
It was amazing, And Derek said it was chilling, intense. It was sharp. It was controlled. That was fantastic. Cheryl said the tango was full of passion and fire. And you did it all, girl.
Alex could win this whole thing.
I completely agree with you. And
this is going to change her career, really, is like,
she already has an insane career.
Obviously, but again, it was like, yes, she has like 10 million people that follow her, but it's like, get ready with me. And like, I'm a party girl. Yeah. And now she's like, this is very, very serious. And she is killing
But what do you do? So what's interesting, too, is that then if you think of the Alex Cooper of it all, because she used to have a podcast on the Unwell Network, and that went south, right?
Yeah.
But
that show, I heard, did very well.
Right? I'm sure it did. Yeah. I'm sure it did. I don't think that was the issue. So it's really great that she has this where, because sometimes with Alex Cooper, and if you listen to the show as well, you have heard, especially Sophie, Alex not being the strongest of interviewers at times.
And I guess Alex during the Unwell Vegas thing
made fun of
Alex Earl, which is just like not cool.
So this is great when it's like you have a real talent, because I don't imagine that Alex Cooper could dance like this.
No, but she should go on.
She should go on, yes.
But really, who would ever have thought that Alex would be so freaking awesome?
I had no idea what to expect, and she won me over.
I cried.
Yeah, so this is the one, you guys, where, like, by the way, it's not a sad song or whatever. It's Billie Eilish. And
no, she got all 10s in that.
She got 39 out of 40. So she got the highest scores of the night, pretty much. And then I was like happy, and I look over at Rebecca. She's crying.
You're like, are you crying?
I was like, are you crying?
Are you for real right now? Yeah. Sorry, I feel things. I'm
But by the way, she cries like 20 times a day now. Yeah. It's like, but so it is, because they're like, you'll cry at sad commercials and stuff, and I get that. But sometimes when it's like a happy moment.
Like, I think you need to watch what you're intaking on social media.
Okay, because
you're crying so much.
I
can't help it.
Because sometimes with the TikTok, she'll watch like the most like sad. Really like sad things where I'm like, maybe that's not healthy to watch.
I'm just like invested.
But like maybe like read a happy book or something.
Listen, I would cry at the book.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, 39 out of 40. She killed it. And then our last one of the night, we had Dylan Efron. Once again, we do not know why Zach is not there another week.
Where is Zach?
We need Zach Efron to appear. It's weird. So Dylan shared that he broke his nose during dance rehearsals this week. And his dance partner, Daniela, was very sad, cried about this. And we found out an interesting fact about Dylan during this, that he loves romantasy audiobooks.
That was weird.
Romantic fantasy audiobooks. And I don't even know what is that? What is a romantic, like, what is that? Is that like Twilight? Is that Hunger Games?
No, it's
what is
like
that?
Just romance novel.
No, but fantasy. So
it's
romance,
like
fantasy.
But yeah, they're vampires or something.
Yeah, so Danielle played a vampire who can't see. It's like she started the dance blindfolded.
First of all, she is so jacked. Like, her body is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at her. She is so hot. Please, like, drop the workout routine so I can use it in 5 months.
But I will say that romantasy. Like,
yeah, you're really weird with that.
Because I'm just starting to be like,
Stop.
Is Dylan a little off? Like,
no.
like I loved it. I loved him on The Traitors, but like, is he okay? Like,
Dylan's fine.
He's fine. Okay. And then also his brother won't come. And then remember when we got the information about his family, like his sister is like 3 years old. Remember the sister that came out?
Yeah, the dad.
There's like a whole thing.
Yeah,
I want to explore Dylan's past a little bit more.
Maybe we need to get like Efron Knows All or something.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Of course. Anyways, they dance this. They do really good. I thought I thought this was rough. It seemed like he was holding his head very stiffly and like maybe that was to protect his nose.
Yeah, I think he got like a little nervous about the nose.
But Cheryl called him the most improved couple of the season. And that he needs to lead more with the legs. And Carrie Ann said he understands the emotion behind each move, and that's what draws us in. Derek called him smooth as velvet, and they got a 35 out of 40, which is really strong. I didn't think they deserved a 35 out of 40. I was not as impressed as the judges were.
Yeah, either was I.
I've been more impressed with Dylan in the past.
Yeah.
But they all loved it. Okay, so we also found out at this point that People magazine, I guess it's their Sexiest Man Alive issue this week or next week, and it was revealed that Dylan Efron won Sexiest Tattoos, which I didn't even know was a category. Right. And then we got to see the write-up in People, and you guys, there's a shot of him.
You gotta look at the pictures. Like, I don't want to say anything.
Okay, let me try to...
There's a picture of him in the water, and his butt is in the air.
Like, but not like a little. Like
it's
fully.
presenting.
It's presenting. Like, it is... I don't even know how you would be coaxed into taking a photo of this.
Want everyone to... I'm not going to say anything, and you're not going to say anything, but I want you to, like, look at the photo.
Yeah, look at the photo. If you saw tonight's episode, you know exactly what we're talking about. But it is one of the weird... And I'm like... Well, it's not really showing off his tattoos there. You know, like,
I don't even think I saw the tattoo.
Is the tattoo on his ass? Like, yeah. It was very interesting. But we also found out that Derek Huff got sexiest 40-year-olds. How many sexy categories is in this? Like,
It's the sexiest man.
I know, but I don't.
You remember
I know there's a sexy man alive, but I didn't know there was all these subcategories.
Yes, you do know that. Then they have like sexiest 20, 30. They do all the ages. They do like.
How would I know
that?
They
do like sexiest reality star, sexiest.
Oh, wait a sec. I do know. That's what I do know because we made fun of Nick Viall last year because
he won Sexiest Podcaster.
He won or was nominated for Sexiest Podcaster.
All right.
Anyways, so congrats to the sexiest man of Dancing with the Stars.
Wait, but they said that Derek Huff is going to shave his head.
No, they were joking. Because he said in a video, "There's no way I'm going to win this, and if I do, I'll shave my head." And then they pulled out clippers. He's not shaving his head.
He does have beautiful hair.
There's no way. Anyways, so then we had our dance monster-thon, which you called the Monster Mash. And I
was close.
Yeah, you're very close. Yeah. And all the couples are dancing, but eventually the winner, it came down between Alex and Whitney won it.
Alex was robbed.
Yeah, Alex was killing this as well, but I think Whitney just gives better face in these.
Yeah, I think she gives better face than Alex.
Yeah, I mean, her face, it's very TikTok face. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the danger of TikTok is like these TikTok
toddlers
face.
And tiaras. It's like she's like a little girl but it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's actually perfect.
Yeah.
She's on. The second the camera comes on, she is performing.
Okay, so then we actually get to the couple getting sent home. We find out that the show received more than 55 million votes in a 2-hour period.
That's insane.
So that's not even West Coast votes because they're going by East Coast.
Right, but I think West Coast people are voting.
But we don't vote.
Well, maybe we should, baby.
Get
it to 60 million.
I voted.
Yeah.
They should give out Dancing with the Stars I voted stickers. Which, by the way, guys, remember to vote this week before the elections if that is happening in your area. So it comes down the final three to be announced about potentially going home were Whitney, Jen, and Elaine. Remember, Elaine's at the hospital, and it was revealed that the couple going home was Jen and Jan. And yeah, this was sad. I really felt bad for Jen, and Jen said that this experience has meant everything to her, and that she did this for her kids. And Jan called her a rock star. You're a rock star.
He does talk
I talk like this. I like Bjork.
Where is he from?
I don't know.
Is he
like,
Sweden?
Under a rock? Like, I don't know. It's like a Hobbit kind of a... I don't know. It's very... You just don't expect that voice to come out of this man's... Anyway, Zach Affleck could be seen crying or his head was in his hands because he's like, oh, I got to hang out with her more now, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so... Anyways, that was the episode tonight. Now, next week's episode, what is next? Oh, they said next week.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the guest judge will be Flavor Flav.
like, of all people, couldn't we get someone? I mean,
because just imagine Bruno as a judge, and then you already have Bruno going, oh, sexy, and then you're all Flavor going, yeah, boy, you big lady.
Oh my God, guys! Like, I don't know, the millennials out there. We grew up watching Flavor of Love,
yeah,
which like had one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen, where a woman pooped on the floor. Do you remember that during an elimination?
Yeah,
and someone was like, "Do you smell that?" And then this woman went down, and she literally pooped on the floor. Like, I don't think anything wilder has ever happened in reality. Like, it's so crazy. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
I just can't believe people were trying to vie for his love. Like, that was a dark time. Him and Brett Michaels. Like,
Brett Michaels.
Well, that should be interesting.
I mean, I wonder if they'll ever do a 20-year anniversary of Rock of Love or Flavor of Love.
I just can't believe it.
Because Tiffany, New York Pollard, she still is kicking. She's like on House of Villains every season, it seems like.
She's amazing. I love New York.
Yeah. Anywho, this was Rebecca's first time on the podcast, and
I hope I did okay talking about.
Yeah, she did great. You did amazing, and this actually gave me so much energy, so I appreciate it. So I love you.
Love you.
Bye. Oh, by the way, you know what I just thought? Our daughter can listen to this podcast when she's grown up, and it'll be this is the first time,
right?
And then the daughter will be like, "You were doing this for 6 years. Why wasn't she on before?
Why does she have that voice?"
Yeah. Wait, what's going on? I can only do 3 voices, but anyways,
the Jan voice.
I am our daughter. I am Jan. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.